Jones, it's time to mob it up. We're the Colts crew, ain't no one above us. Breaking down the news, rumors and games, keeping it real, no one can tell. Every Tuesday, bringing that heat with special guests. Reporters will meet players in the house, bringing the A game. Talking about the Colts, we're all about the fame. We're the hottest sports podcast, no doubt. Covering the Colts, hear the fans shout. From Lucas Soil to the Super Bowl with a horseshoe mob. Keeping you in the fold, let's go, let's go. Horseshoe Mob, we're storming through the town. Harris, Austin, Josh, and Chris, we never slow down. Everything Colts, we got the blue pride, making Indianapolis proud. We're taking this ride on the pretty vine. We're a force to be reckoned with every touchdown. We keep the city beckoning, we bleed blue. Our love for the Colts run deep, we'll keep cheering. We're the hottest sports podcast, no doubt. Covering the Colts, hear the fans shout. From Lucas Oil to the Super Bowl with a horseshoe mob. Yeah. It's the hottest sports podcast, no doubt, covering the Colts.
All right, welcome back, people.
That shit was lit, man.
It was. I like it. I like it.
That's cool. It's cool.
Sorry,
I like it a
Harish.
lot.
We
What?
did.
I like it a lot.
We did an internal contest, and that wasn't Harish's favorite.
No, I mean, my name is Harris.
Harris. Well, Harris. It's like Harris with an H at the end.
Right? Yeah, I know.
It's
So
Harris
reinventing.
Ford.
We're reinventing a wheel that should have never been invented to begin with.
I mean, listen. If the AI guy says it, then I guess it's correct. So
I know.
it's
Kudos to
welcome.
AI Luda.
Oh my God! All right, welcome back to the Horseshoe Mob podcast, where Harish clearly has us completely off subject this evening. Yes, but yes, welcome back to the Horseshoe Mob podcast, where we come to you everything Colts, and I would say that we slander Titans, but they do well enough just doing it themselves. So, with that being said, let's just go ahead and get to the guys. It's actually we're kind of in that period where it's after the draft and not much happening, but we're still coming to you with some stuff coming out of the Colts camp. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. But before we do, introduce you to the guys. So first off, we have Austin Cook.
What's up? I'm Austin.
We have with us the senior, Josh Senior.
What's good, everybody?
We have with us Harrison Ford, Harish.
Hello, Harris is here.
Harris. And I'm Chris Jackson. So yeah. And before we go any further, definitely want to make sure that to not only make sure that you're subscribing on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you may watch us going live, make sure that you're telling your friends, all you Colts fans, friends, everybody to go ahead and subscribe on there. And while you're at it, make sure that you're subscribing to www.fanbattlesports.com, where we have everything, articles, we have past episodes. We also have clips coming through there. We have bios. And yeah, make sure that you're going to www.fanbattlesports.com so you can get all your AFC South, but forget the rest of those teams. Get all your Colts needs right there from us. So without further ado, let's just get into it, because once again, this is that season where it's just like there's not much coming out. I think they have some things that are happening over the next few months. I don't think anybody's in camp unless it's like voluntary camps or voluntary workouts, whatever. But in the meantime, we've been hearing the rumblings, and we haven't really put anything on paper or seen anything on paper, but we got a chance to see it. Anthony Richardson back at 100%. It's made full progress. They held a press conference, just mini presser, where he said it's just like, hey, I didn't know that I would feel like this, coming back this early or feeling this good this quickly. But yeah, he's back and he's throwing. And by the way, throwing the ball beautifully. It was only one, but you know what? It was a beautiful one pass. All right. So yeah. So based on what we're seeing right now, it looks like he's going to be ready for camp. It looks like he's going to be ready to kind of start building chemistry. So, I mean, do you think that I'm going to say the timeline that he had, like coming, but being able to throw at 100% and then coming back a little bit earlier is kind of to his detriment? Or do we feel like, you know what, he's young, he's healed up, let him go? And that's open.
I thought that's
I mean,
Go ahead.
no, you got it.
Huh?
You got it.
I mean, that's what the timeline they said that possibility that he'll be back sooner than expected. I think it was 68 months, maybe. I think it was.
Roughly around there, I believe.
So he's on.
Something like that. Yeah, he got hurt in what,
October, yeah.
I mean, yeah. So he's like right at the beginning of that timeline, right? 6 to 8 months. And yeah, I mean, I think he's right there.
Yeah. I mean, I think the overall consensus right now is like, all right, you had that shoulder injury. It was kind of like a touch and go thing. You want to make sure that you're not like going back out there prematurely. So I guess like the biggest thing is going to be like making sure that is like he's not rushing it back. But also it's just like being able to kind of get in there because you have some new pieces. You have Jelani Woods, he's back, so now he's going to be in the fold. You have Adonai Mitchell, he's going to be there. Gould, where he may be like a flex guy playing some wide receiver, but mostly playing return. So I mean, at this point, being able to be ready to go as soon as the rookies are able to come in and start building that chemistry is going to be a huge thing. So I mean, to me, it's just like I feel like I said, we look at Anthony Richardson. I mean, 6'4", 255, fast, strong. We're also still looking at a 21-year-old kid that's like literally just like healing the way that 21-year-olds normally do. So I think the biggest thing is going to be like if he's sat out that 6 to 8 months and the arm is really good and he's not labored throwing anything, I say let it fly. Like I don't see an issue with it. Like you might as well.
And then he had the surgery as soon as he could because at first there was debating whether he should have it or not. So him getting it sooner actually helped.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But like it's I think it's also once again it's just like there's different moving pieces. Once again, Jelani Woods is healthy, so he's going to be able to be back in the fold. So that changes that whole entire tight end room. And I mean, especially when you have him, potentially you have Will Mallory coming in healthy, hopefully, because I mean, he showed flashes, but he was another one who was like hampered by injury. And I mean, just getting getting back in rhythm with the wide receivers. I don't think there's an issue with him and Pittman or him and Downs, but I think it's really going to be probably Pierce and Mitchell that are going to be the guys that he like really needs to work with in that way.
And Doolin.
Oh yeah, Doolin.
Oh yes, good old Ashton Doolin. I'm not taking any stock in any of this, right? He can be back at 100% health wise. We really don't know what anything looks like until he takes that first hit, right? So we're still literally 90 days away from truly knowing what this might look like. And really, if we think about it, we'll talk about this in a second. The schedule releases in a week. We technically play our first game 120 days from this week, basically. So, yeah, it's going to come down to that first preseason hit. Is there something I said? What happened?
I just want to let you know, Austin, I'm looking directly at you.
Oh, okay, Austin, what'd you say?
Because that Ashton Doolin comment. Listen, when I tell you, when I tell you, Austin, you know how to push my buttons. All right. And big pause. Shut up. I don't you shut your face.
I mean, hey, we gotta get it.
But in all seriousness, I think with the way that the wide receiver room is shaking out, it's looking less like being able to just go ahead and walk in and then, you'll just potentially come in for a game and then they're going to do this. It's just like it looks like a competitive wide receiver room because now you have, essentially you have Alec Pierce who's fighting for a spot. And then on top of that, you have guys like, even with Downs, like Downs is a smaller guy. So the thing is, I think it's going to be more Downs fighting to be wide receiver 2 rather than just being considered a slot guy, because he is somebody who could potentially end up in the slot. And then you have Mitchell coming in, and Mitchell's already coming in with a chip on his shoulder just from the simple fact that he fell as far as he did when he was basically regarded prior to the draft as, a first round prospect. So if you're looking at all the different layers, I think everybody kind of has that, that fight has that dog in them to be able to like have to do what they need to do, because at any given time, anybody could go ahead and just sneak into that wide receiver 2 spot.
Doesn't it feel good though that we're not going into a season with 4 receivers?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, we don't have 4 receivers now. Doesn't mean we'll cut it down to 4. I don't think we cut it down to 4 receivers, but we never know.
Right? Well, we didn't have 4 last year to cut down. We had 4. We only had 4 to cut down to, because Ashton got hurt, and we only had McKenzie. So yeah.
Yeah, what this is probably like 6 or 7 wide receivers on the depth chart right now.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Yeah, we'll probably get down. I think we could keep 5 because Julian's going to be the special teams guy.
Who? I thought it was
Anthony.
I thought it was
think
Anthony.
we might keep 6.
No, I think it's Anthony Gold. Anthony Gold right now, it looks like he's going to be the special teams guy, because I think that like they drafted him. I think I don't know whether it was all of college football or just for the conference, but he was like top return guy last season. So he was somebody who was just like, who was known for being a returner. So that was, I guess one of the reasons with special teams, especially with these new rule changes, because with these new rule changes, it actually gives teams more of an opportunity if they have that to be able to get through. But you really have to have somebody who is dedicated return guy that can like actually take the ball up the field.
Pushed out of space, yeah. Oh, I mean, kickoff is kind of what I was thinking, right? Guy that's going to run the gunner on kickoff.
Oh, gunner, okay,
yeah. So, I mean, Doolin's still going to fit into that role. That's just kind of what he does. And then we'll see. Goal, I think, is going to be the kickoff punt returner, right? I think they're going to allow Downs to really focus in on truly being a wide receiver this season. And I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, and I think that's probably also going to unlock probably a new level for him, because then that you don't have to worry about running back the punts or kicks and then automatically going back onto the field and then trying to run routes right after that, when he's somebody who's shifty. Like he's not the fastest guy on the field, but I mean he can make you miss. So now that he doesn't have to take on that extra responsibility, I think that's going to definitely open up more possibilities for him in the passing game. So that's going to be another good look for him.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I think they use Anthony in the offense as well. Gadget plays and stuff like that. That's what he's best suited for. So
yeah.
But it's also, I think the other thing is going to be to make sure that you're not putting him necessarily out there too much, because the thing is, it's one thing if you're utilizing his abilities and utilizing his physicality, but it's another thing if we're overdoing it. Like I do feel like if we didn't have Jonathan Taylor, then the whole gadget plays, all that, it's just like, it sounds fantastic, because that means that you that you don't necessarily have the backfield to be able to do that. But I think the biggest thing about it is that Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor being able to finally just like work together, because mind you, they only played one game together.
Yeah,
not even.
Yeah, and they barely played a game together.
Yeah.
So the thing is, now you have Jonathan Taylor who's going to be able to really just build chemistry from day one, because last year still nursing the injury and then the whole holdout situation or whatever you want to call it, they weren't able to really do anything. They knew of each other, they had some chemistry, but it wasn't necessarily what it was. But now you have an offense that has the capability to be able to be built from the ground up. And these two, read options, for example, how the read options are going to go. But the problem is that, you could go ahead and probably guard for the read option, but then you're going to potentially leave something open downfield, because if you're going to leave somebody down that's going to have to spy, you're taking somebody out of coverage. So now the defense looks different. So I think it is going to be interesting seeing how they utilize them. To me, seeing Shane Steichen being able to implement an offense that still was able to implement plays that offered some trickery and different things like that, with Gardner Minshew, who we know is not mobile and doesn't have the best arm, but still being able to utilize him in that way means that there's a lot that can be drawn up with his offense the way that it is right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But then let me ask you guys, because this is just kind of like going off the cuff. How are we feeling about the defense as it stands right now?
Kenny Moore seems pretty confident in the secondary, so if he's confident, I'm confident,
Yeah, but I mean, will he come out and say, "Yeah, I'm not sure about these guys"?
Yeah, he's not gonna be like, man, these guys are wrong.
You're like, I don't know about these guys. I don't trust them. Like,
Yeah, I still think we should bring in a safety.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like they said that we should be bringing in some free agents. That's what Chris Ballard said, but it hasn't happened yet. So I still hope that we bring in a safety. But just personally, I like Juju. I like Dallas Flowers, Jalen Jones. I think we have a decent secondary. They're just young and just I'm hoping that they grow.
So, and then let me ask this, and it's not necessarily because of the fact that I'm like, I don't think he's good, because like I said, I don't know, because it's been limited. But do we believe that Dallas Flowers is the answer at cornerback?
No.
I don't know. I want to say no, because we just don't know. Listen, Achilles injuries are just so unknown. Like, to say, hey, we're going to get Dallas Flowers back is one thing. What version of Dallas Flowers are we getting? We don't really know what we're getting out of Dallas Flowers. We don't know if we're going to get, 50%, 30%, 10%, 2%, 80%. Like, we don't really know, because those Achilles injuries are just like that, right?
Well, prior to that, we don't know. I mean, he played decent the year before that, but I mean, we put all our stock in having him back and him being CB2. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think I take that chance. We did that last year, having Tony Brown in, having Baker in, and it didn't work out.
I actually like Jalen Jones as CB2 this year. I think Jalen Jones has earned an opportunity to try to see if he can take that spot. You kind of let Dallas Flowers get in, and I mean, you don't really have any other options then. Then you probably need to go get a vet corner, right? You probably need an Xavier Howard or somebody like that.
So the issue that I have when it comes to Jalen Jones, and I think he's good. I just think that he's somebody who's still developing, because he's somebody that can cover. He's somebody that can be physical. But in this defense, we're not seeing a whole lot of press coverage. And we're not seeing Brent and Jones being able to utilize their biggest attributes, which is their height, their strength, and their physicality, because of the fact that in Gus Bradley's defense, you're playing off most of the time, and you're literally just playing into like a cover 3 zone. So even though you're covering, like, it was, I'm going to say, probably look at the first Tennessee game that we played, right? If you look at the first Tennessee game that we playing against that Gus Bradley defense, the reason why, and mind you, Brent's was on D-Hop for the majority of the game. But the problem was that for as good as he was able to cover him, having to play that zone, they literally were able to go ahead and cut into those areas where nobody's there. And then you go from having to play according to, oh, well, we know that they're going to go there. Like when he has, 2 or 3, when he gets 4 catches in a row playing in that left to middle, second of the field, playing in between those 2 zones, then it's just like, okay, we'll cover that area. And then they start working towards the sideline. And the thing is, that's a predictability more so on the offense. Now, for me personally, DeAndre Hopkins is good. There's no doubt about it. Like, he always has been good. Future Hall of Famer, fantastic. But if you allow Juju to be able to play press coverage or even play just man coverage on D-Hop for the majority of the game, it looks different. I mean, hell, Juju shut out Amari Cooper when we played against the Browns, and then he got hurt, and then Baker made Amari Cooper look like he was the second coming of Jerry Rice. So,
yeah, there's some concerns about the secondary, but I guess we'll see. We still got an opportunity to get Xavier Howard right now, so we'll see.
Yeah. Also, depends on the pass rush, right? There's hope that the pass rush is going to be significantly better. Therefore, these guys don't have to cover as long, and that helps a lot too. When you only have to cover for maybe 3 or 4 seconds versus 6 or 7 seconds, right? That's a big difference.
Yeah. But I'm going to say any combination of Diggs and Howard or Simmons and Howard is completely okay with me. I mean, I prefer Simmons and Howard because I think Simmons is probably the younger of the two.
He might cost more, though.
I mean, yeah. But the thing is, I mean, right now, you look at numbers. I mean, anybody that you get right now is probably going to be possibly on a 1, maybe 2-year rental.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't think that you're looking to get anything, super substantial. Like, I don't think any of them are looking for like 3 years, $45 million.
I am.
We know, Josh. We know. We are fully aware.
Yeah, my brother, he plays already for you guys anyway. Grover Stewart, so my twin. So
that's right. I forgot what kind of cut from that are you getting?
I can't say, man. I can't say. I gotta keep it secret.
He gets nothing. He gets absolutely nothing. He gets matter of fact, you know what he gets? He gets Coke flavored barbecue wings.
Hey, don't hate on the Coke flavored barbecue wings. That actually sounds kind of lit.
I mean, he made it look that way. That was just something completely different. So then, with that being said, we got the news officially today. Austin was a little bit upset with me when he asked about the schedule release, and I said supposedly, and then he says, "How is it supposedly?" I'm like, because they supposed that we were going to be getting the schedule soon, and then it said, "Oh, schedule release coming in May," and then he realized how supposed it really was. So now we actually have the schedule, or we actually have a concrete date. Schedules will be released May 15th. So we will know whether or not the league is going to make us play Jacksonville week 1 again.
I hope not.
Listen, let's just go to Jacksonville, take our L, and move on, bro.
Yeah, we're winning. We're winning in Jacksonville this year.
Nah, man, I'm tired of saying that. I've been saying that for like 15 years now.
I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna be right one year.
I'm with you, Austin.
Eventually, we're gonna be right, right? Yeah.
We have to be. We can't lose there forever.
It feels that way at this point.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
It feels that way at this point.
Give us the Vikings. Give us the Vikings week 1.
Give us the Vikings. We'll just go up 33 love. We're good.
Why the Vikings? Why the Vikings?
Somebody. Rookie quarterback.
Yeah. All right. So let me.
We'll be really excited for 3 quarters, and then we're like, man, we're gonna win our first game, and then the Vikings will come back from 33 down. It'll be good times.
Hey, can we? I'm willing to make a side bet. I'm willing to make a side bet right now. One of our games versus the Texans is going to be a primetime game.
I saw a leak that said that.
I think both of them will be, actually.
No, not both of them.
Here's the thing. I think one of them will be early enough, like mid-season, to where maybe it's like, oh, both of these teams will be good. And then the other one will be late season because it's going to be similar to this year where that game will decide the division.
Yeah. Well, it probably going to end up – I would say it's just like that second game, depending on how it is probably going to end up being flexed. Because if it ends up being if it ends up being that, and not only that, but the thing is, you're also dealing with the fact that if Anthony Richardson ends up panning out the way that we we know that he can pan out,
Mhm.
then that means that now you're looking at him being able to, I'm gonna say, be more electric, like the team being like looking exciting, like this team, like this offense really just has that like electricity to it more so. So then you're just like, oh, okay. So we definitely want to make sure that, you know, we put this team in more positions to be able to, you know, play better, or I'm gonna say
Right.
play at better time slots. So I think that's one thing that they're probably going to be, I'm going to say, hoping for. That's one thing that I think Colts fans are hoping for, because I mean, if
You
Anthony
need more
Richardson,
primetime game.
yeah, if Anthony Richardson is going to come out and look the way that he looked when we played the Rams, then they're like, oh hell yeah, we definitely need to go ahead and have a lot more of this, you know, in those later slots, like 4 o'clock games and everything along those lines.
I was just about to say, I hope we don't have any 4 o'clock games.
No, I hate 4 o'clock
I
games, but the
hate
thing
4
is,
o'clock games.
4 o'clock
They're the
games. 4 o'clock games are basically silver medals. It's like,
Bro.
yeah, later
Yeah.
in the year it's gonna be dark, so technically it's a prime time
Yeah,
game.
right.
Like, no, it's not a prime time game. It's just dark outside at 4 o'clock. Like, you guys suck. Like,
But-
no.
I
So
do.
you
I do.
gotta
Know,
wait through all the 1 o'clock games, and then you're still not prime time. But
Right.
Yeah, it's just like
Well,
literally in the middle of Sunday. Like, why
Yeah.
can't we get this done? Like, I want to be able to be done with our game by like 3:45 to 4:15. Be able to watch the rest of the games, maybe go out and just like have a drink. But no, I'm sitting here in my living room at 5:27 in the evening trying to figure out why my day just happened to just be so awkward, because I have this random 3 hours that I have to set aside, which means that it's just like I got to get all my early stuff done by like 4 o'clock. Well, no, my 3:45. But then by the time we're done, oh, it's late night Sunday, and that means now I'm either going to watch the game on NBC, or I have to get ready to go to work tomorrow. It's just like, no, I don't want. Listen, F 4 o'clock games, F them all.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the 4
Yeah,
o'clock
keep
games.
keep those with the Chargers. Let the Chargers have every single 4 o'clock game.
You're on the West Coast, y'all can love your 4 o'clock games, because really your 4 game is what a true afternoon game is, right? So, yeah, they can keep those.
Yeah, it's like, no, they suck. Like, they suck. But either way, like I said, so I'm not hoping for primetime games, but I mean, like I said, it feels like we're probably going to end up having one, possibly two.
Who are the opponents we play this year? Let's
We play the
what's
AFC. We play the AFC East. We play the
the
NFC
AFC
North,
South.
AFC South, of course. Mayo Madness in Tennessee. Like it's so we play Vikings, Packers, Lions, Bears, Bills, Patriots, Dolphins,
Giants.
Jets.
So we have no West Coast teams except for the Broncos. That's going to be the afternoon game.
Put it on Thursday. Again,
Wait. Do we play? But do we play them in Denver or do we play them in Indy?
It's away.
In Indy. Oh, no,
Oh.
it's in Denver. It's in Denver.
Well, that's Mountain
Yeah, it's in
Time.
Denver.
Yes,
Huh?
Denver.
Yeah, it's in Denver.
That's Mountain Time. So I mean, well,
I mean, Mountain Time's still going to be afternoon time slot. They play most of their games in that time slot.
It won't be a prime time because they got Bo Nix as
Because
quarterback.
3 o'clock is like almost basically their afternoon. It's like 1 o'clock.
sucks. Jeez, I hate 4 o'clock.
Hey, we don't even know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we don't even know.
Shut your face, Austin.
It could be literally Monday Night Football week 1 for all we know.
Please don't. Please don't.
We can live through that torture again. That was a good time.
Oh my god. Well, the thing, so that's completely different, because at least we know that we have two quarterbacks who don't have a combined age that's old enough to be AARP eligible, for that matter.
You do have an AR though.
Yes,
I
we
mean,
do
yeah,
have-
true. Don't they have? And they have Bo Nix, the greatest 90-year-old college quarterback to ever play the game.
Yeah, but I mean, AR's like 13, so it's just like, what if we don't have to
Even
worry
matchup.
about that? Yeah, exactly.
Old heads versus new school. Let's go.
So Leslie Turner says, "Stop it, New Kala with the bad karma and Ballard we trust," and then they have a goat.
Maybe you trust in Ballard. I still don't.
I thought you did. No. Heck
No.
no. You said
Nah.
that when he
Oh,
drafted
I
Eddie
said
Mitchell.
Ballard slander because he got my guy.
Yes, you did say that.
Oh, wait. Harish, here it is. Hold on. Look at this. All right,
Really
we're going to do it, and then we're going to
Ballard is the greatest
GM
GM ever GM the game of football. He's like the GM goat.
Yes, there you go.
It's
like
Chris
that.
Goddard for you from now on.
This is Chris Goddard.
Let Chris cook.
Let Chris cook. Let's go.
I hate. Listen, guys. This what you're watching.
Just like
right
James
now,
Harden.
and what you're witnessing is what happens when there's nothing going on in the news cycle. It's not like it's not like we put up a random picture of our wide receivers and says, "Is this the next big three?"
We can't talk about.
We'd be lying.
We can't talk about CJ telling our boy he cooked us.
Oh, who said?
He did cook us.
He
did cook us. Technically,
the first
he did.
game. You saw that clip?
Yeah, no, I saw the clip. Yeah, because it's well, you know what? I think now you have a year of Stroud, so I think you now can prepare a little bit more. I'm gonna say you can prepare a little bit more better. I don't think any of these teams, because and mind you, I'm just kind of going random here, but I think what a lot of teams went with last year was that you didn't necessarily have that NFL film.
Mm-hmm.
And CJ Stroud is just, I think he's just a really good quarterback. But let's just say quarterbacks like Levis, right? Levis came in, later half of the season. And then what did they do? It's just you have no tape on the guy. You don't know what's going to happen with the offense. And then just goes off. Oh, he threw 4 touchdowns against the Falcons and then never did it again. So the thing is, I think it's just now having that year, knowing exactly what some people are capable of, knowing what CJ Stroud's capable of and knowing exactly where you need to be. I think it's just going to make for a little bit of a culture shock, because now it's okay, now we know we have to do going out and getting Latu in a division where you know that all your quarterbacks are going to be 25 or under this season is definitely a good move, even though Will Levis is going to be the oldest quarterback in the division. I don't know if y'all knew that.
I did.
Yeah, Will Levis is going to be
what?
He's going to be the oldest quarterback in the division.
Shocking.
Yeah.
50 years in college and 2 years in the NFL. He's already the oldest.
Yeah.
He's older than the mid quarterback in Jacksonville.
I will tell you what. I'm going to have an early prediction for next year's draft. Just because we're bored and we don't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah.
I think the Colts are going to draft another edge rusher next draft. Early.
They have to.
I don't just knowing how good the edge class is next year, because it's a great edge class, led by Austin's boy,
James Pierce.
That dude is an animal, but he's probably going to be the number 1 overall pick. But next year's edge class is insanely good. So I think we're gonna. I don't know if Kwity Paye will last next year.
Well, I mean, once again, I think that's what goes back. Excuse me. That's what goes back to the picking up the option talk, right? Yeah. Because now you have this model where it's just now you see that this team now, based on people that they brought in, there's going to be competition.
Yep. And
so the thing is, I think Latu's somebody where if he comes in and makes immediate impact, his spot's locked down. So then what do you have? You have Samson Ebukam, who's still there, who's still playing on that contract, who now, if for some reason Latu locks down that side, there's a good chance that he might just go ahead and make sure that he's working off a Kwity side if for some reason it ever comes to that. And I don't know if you guys know, but I think Kwity had how many sacks did he have last season?
He had 8 sacks.
He had 8. Yeah.
So Samson Abukum had 9.5. And the
Did he
thing is,
really?
yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Jeez, man.
So
We did
Samson
have-
Abukum, yeah, he had
We have so
9.5
many sacks. How come our pressure rate is so miserable?
because they go with just standard pressures rather than just going with like some of those blitz pressures that you normally would.
Oh, good. Okay,
So
yeah. That's,
yeah, so that's the reason why.
all
Because
you could have said is because Gus Bradley is an idiot. That's all I need to know.
well, yeah, you know I'm not the biggest Gus Bradley fan. Like
Me
it's
neither.
yeah. So, but once again, it's just like somebody like Samson Abukum being able to do what he did last year. Even if you pick up Quiddy's option, you got to know that it's just like your butt's on the burner.
You're paying for a contract, so
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I don't see it being one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, well, we'll just see what happens. I think he's gonna have to get it together because this was somebody where he's a great run stopper, but in terms of pass rush, he's not the best when it comes to pass rush. And now you're potentially going to have to pay him, almost elite pass rusher money when he's not an elite pass rusher.
It's also
doesn't
a
Latu play on his
contract
side?
year.
No,
I
he
think you
plays
just have to give
opposite.
him a contract. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to give him a huge contract.
Yeah, but also at the same time, are you going to like what does the contract look like if 13.5 is what the option is?
Pay him.
Oh, you're talking about like what his minimum would be for where he is at.
Yeah,
Because
because
is it based off the franchise tag? Is that essentially if the franchise tag is 15 mil, right? Then the lowest max guy can't be below 15 mil. Is that how it works?
well, I think the option is so I think the option works very similarly to how they break down like the actual franchise tag because I think it's based on averages as well.
Gotcha.
So when it comes to the option is just based on, hey, you're getting this because 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, whatever the value is in there, that's what that is. So you're going to be like right there when it comes to the option, as opposed to the franchise tag where it's just like, these are the highest paid numbers now, and you're going to get like the average of that. That's the reason why anybody who has wide receivers that haven't been signed yet, you need to sign them ASAP because those wide receivers numbers are going to be crazy.
Yeah. Did Justin Jefferson get his contract? Because that's really what it comes down to. He's going to reset the market.
No, it's him and Chase. And Chase is not going to make
Chase too. Yeah.
And not only that, but the thing is also they have Chase and T. Higgins now, who are going to be on.
They're not paying both of them. They're not paying both of them that type of money.
Well, no, because the thing is ultimately, what are you going to like?
Trade Higgins by the deadline.
So Amon-Ra St. Brown with his deal is, I think he was at 30.5. So the thing is, they're looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown and saying, yeah, so that guy got that money. And we know that we've had better numbers than that guy over there, which is absolutely diabolical, but a fantastic move when it comes to business because now you make the Vikings have to go at least 34 million to keep Justin Jefferson. And it's going to be
what's the hold with that though? Because they have nobody else they paying.
No, the Bengals. So the Bengals right now,
no, about Justin Jefferson.
Oh no. So I love you, Dad. It's not about them necessarily like not paying anybody, but I think it's about who they have coming up that they may have to pay, and then also trying to hammer out exactly like what the numbers look like. Because now, mind you, they if Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't get his deal, they might have been able to do something along those lines to maybe keep him quelled. But now you have this wide receiver who's good. But then also, it's a division rival. And that's the reason why I said the Lions did the best thing ever because now you force a division rival to have to take out like an eighth of their salary or an eighth of their salary cap in order to pay one person.
One guy, yeah. And also, AJ Brown got his extension, so the max player is at 34 million starting next year. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah. Good.
These wide receiver contracts got really high really quickly.
Well, I'm gonna say not this year, but the year before. I think last year's numbers, because remember, I think Tyreek was signed in. Tyreek, um, Devontae Adams, they were both in that crop where Tyreek went to Miami, and they got he got the bag, and then Devontae
Yeah.
Adams went to the Raiders, and for what they trade, and then he got the bag. Like it was back to back.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said,
How
people,
much is Traylon Burks getting paid?
Like 16 million, 160 million cheeseburgers
well
on
actually
average per day.
so there was news that they converted his signing bonus into Krispy Kreme coupons.
Nice.
So,
All to
yeah,
be exchanged for Krispy Kreme burgers if you wanted them.
exactly.
Yeah, he's gonna end up on the Colts.
No,
Oh,
he's
don't
not.
say that.
Oh, please,
God.
don't you? Come on, man.
No. I hope not. Please
He
not.
just is.
He literally is a bargain ballot. He's literally a bargain Ballard special.
He is, but he can't pass a
Oh.
physical.
Perfect. Neither can half the damn Colts.
Okay, so with that being said, Austin has depressed me. So we're gonna leave now. Okay. So here, hey guys, tell the people where they can find you on social media. Not you, Austin. Not you. You need to be left alone. How about Harish? Where can the people find you on social media?
Yeah, you can be at the Uncle Gandhi on social media, and also Thursday nights Longhorn Fan Battle podcast. Next week, I know we have a guest here, but next Thursday, if you are a college football NCAA guy, we will have Matt Brown on our show next Thursday afternoon. So if you're into NCAA college football 25, check us out next Thursday, 5 p.m. will be that show.
Yep, good old Matty B.
That's our boy.
By the way, who the hell is that?
Matt Brown is the publisher of the Extra Points newsletter. He really focuses on all the off the field stuff for college sports, NIL. One of the things he's been he's the guy that's been leaking a lot of the NCAA football stuff that's been coming out.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So
Makes a lot more
he's
sense
got
to
the
say it like that.
he's the insider for all things college football 25.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Make sure that you tune in Thursday. So that should be dope. Josh will go to you because Austin's still on knockoff.
You can find me at Who Has Josh Senior on social media.
All right. And you can find me at CJ Colts fan because we're not going to acknowledge Austin right now because you know what? He's been an a-hole today. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You know what? Matter of fact, Austin, go ahead. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at Cookie Austin too.
Being a puto. So with that being said, people, make sure that you tune in next week where we will have a special guest from Bring the Juice podcast. You've seen our buddy Derek Larger on here. We'll find the other half. We'll have the other half of that podcast on here with Cody Felger next week. So make sure that you are staying tuned. Once again, every Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. Make sure that you tune into the HorseShoe Mob podcast. And with that being said, as always, you know the vibe. We're 3 years running, and forever in her heart, you know that Sam loves Jalen